There we are again. Hello everyone. And we are back with another race, or well, in this case, we first, obviously, have to perform the qualifying of another race of the F1 Esport League. And today, this weekend, we are racing... Sorry for that. Pardon. And this week, we are racing in Italy, as you might have already noticed by the title of this video. And obviously, we are all very hyped to race, well, to qualify first in this so-called Temple of Speed. We now have 16 drivers today who are going to compete against one another for this win, and obviously first in this session for the pole position. The first drivers that are leaving the pits are FHB in the Williams. Behind him there is Sebo 55, who is racing in the seat, well, as War Panda today, but it's Sebo 55 in the Alfa Romeo. And FHB is the one leading the pack basically, so he's going to be the one opening up the times. I'm very excited to see how he is going to perform, as he's the man who commentated yesterday's Tier 2 race. So Arnold also is already out on track, and as you can see, there's already a lot of people out on the track at the moment. We have Razy in the Alfa Romeo, just moved up into Tier 1 from Tier 2. FHB obviously out on the outlap. Basically everyone is on the outlap except a Rocco in the Williams, who's probably waiting for the track to get a little bit of grip, to get a little bit of tyre wear on the track so that they can start their times. And FHB is going in. We have a yellow flag in Sector 3. There's seems to be a McLaren slowing the pack down, or is it a Renault? I'm not quite sure, but I also could be, yes, it's an Alfa Romeo. Is it the one from War Panda? No, it's not the one from War Panda, it's the one from Razy, but he's not slowing down. We'll just go back to FHB, who's done a good first and second sector. Now, well, obviously now running into the second sector. Sector 2 coming up here. And we are looking for a very exciting race, as obviously, as I already mentioned, this race is called the Temple of Speed, because it is going to be really fast, especially the straights, where the drivers are going to take up speeds of about 320 kilometers an hour, maybe even more. So we are looking at a very high tracker. Look at that. You can also already see in the telemetry that the drivers are reaching speeds of around 330 kilometers an hour, maybe even more. And there we go. First lap is finished by FHB. It's a very good 120.338. Sebo 55 beats him though by about 200ths of a second. And then Blind 30 coming back from a very long time without him. We're happy to have you back, Blind, in the Red Bull. He's the first one to break the 119s. Razy also smashing the first lap here in Q1, getting pole position, or well, P1 at the moment. The other drivers are finishing their first lap. Boyan at the moment with a very slow lap, but he's probably spun or had some kind of problems there that made him finish with a 134.478. Arnold, also the second Renault driver, with a 124.307. Then Faridos in the McLaren, who's helping out as a reserve driver as he's left the championship, as he's left Alfa Romeo. We see that there was I think, yes, it's a racing point. I believe it was Honold who was cutting the corner there, but that is not important. Blind 30 is on P2. Honold in the racing point is on P3, and we have a lot of yellow flags, especially in Sector 2, as there's the Renault, there's the Alfa Romeo of Ray Z slowing down because he doesn't have enough fuel. He just put the fuel for one lap, which obviously made him go a lot quicker than everyone else. Then we have Honold here, the second racing point, well, the first racing point driver, the German Wunderkind, you could call him, as he's really quick. Absolutely magnificent. His pace is really good. Here we can see him, but he's also going in. Let's see if there's any other drivers who try to improve their laps. Well, Boyan did improve his lap, smashing the 119s as well. Sepper 55 is also now in the pits. Rath brings himself into the top 10 with his lap, and the only one who's missing is A. Rocco, who's starting his lap right now. So we're going to have a look at how he is going to do right now. Let's have a look at the detail of the tyres and of the laps that these guys did. A. Rocco, as I said, hasn't done a lap until now, so it's his first lap that he's doing right now. And let's see what it is going to bring him. That is a good pace that he's having on the straights at the moment. This could be a very good time for him. He should be able to get into the top 10. But let's see what the last corner brings him. The Parabolica, which is obviously very difficult, but A. Rocco easily gets onto the podium right now, onto the first row. P2 for A. Rocco with a 119.484. Very well done. And at the moment, it's Faraday, the McLaren driver, being, well, thrown out of Q1 with 10 minutes to go. He's probably going to go for another lap because he's definitely the one who wants to go into Q2 or, well, fight for the win. The man who has been leading the championship so consistently, dropping out of the championship and coming back as a reserve driver last week, getting on the podium in the Williams car. This week, he's driving in the McLaren. And I would say Rocco again, he's trying to go for another hot lap, improving on Sector 2, but going a little bit wide there. Let's see how his time is going to be. Now into Parabolica, and on the straight where you can gain a lot of speed, and that is where we're going to see he's going to improve. Not going to be pole position though. Now racing against Faraday, and they can see he's probably going to go for another lap, is he? Yes, he is, but he hasn't been cutting corner 1 there, which is something that you can do. So basically, or probably, he hasn't done his fastest yet, or hopefully he hasn't done, because we are excited to see some more pace, maybe even see some of our drivers beat or crash into the 118. That would be obviously fantastic, as this qualifying session is looking really well. We have another pair of drivers on an out lap. Boyan is trying to improve his lap time. Well, currently on an out lap, obviously. So Turbo Jens is on a fast lap. Sector 1 is a 120. He's taking it slowly. You can see that also on the straight right now. He's not trying to push too hard right now. He probably wants to wait for the next thing. But this means that he is, well, worried that he's not going to get into Q2 from that P10 position, maybe, if the other drivers are going to improve. So that's why he's obviously going for another round, basically. But the man that is interesting for us right now is Faraday, who has been slower. Right now. But now he's gone much faster into Sector 1. About 2.5 seconds that he has won only in the first sector. So that is obviously something that shows us that his first lap wasn't really a serious lap. Maybe it wasn't even... Well, it could have been like a bad lap basically. Because he's already 2.5 seconds up, which brings him into the 120s at the moment. Let's see, minus 3.6. And that will be the first, another driver to the 119s at the moment. Let's see if he can improve. There was a Renault spinning on the track. I think it's the one from Boyan, but I'm not quite sure. We're going to stick with Farideh's right now until the end. And after that, we are going to jump onto the Renault of Boyan to see if he's moved past. And yes, Farideh's, as I said, has put everything he has into the first lap, into the second lap of Q1, his second lap, and that has paid off. 118.6. Let's hope it wasn't his fastest, as we really want to see him improving in Q3. That is where the pace really matters, but here already he definitely does or puts up a statement for this week. What a fantastic lap from him. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Danny Boy retired from the session, and the first drivers are retiring. Bruthamule is sure that he's going to get into Q2 as well, as he's retired. McMitzy is still on his out lap, and he might be the one who has to improve right now. He has to get past Bruthamule, past retired Bruthamule. So let's see if they can do it. The top three are still still in this session, so they haven't retired yet. Then P4 to P8 has retired. So basically the two Williams, the two Racing Points, and the Red Bull of Blind 30. McMitzy in the second Red Bull, currently on the outlap. We are watching him right now. Maverick in the Ferrari, also on an outlap. He doesn't want to finish Q1 on P14, even though he should be safe for Q2. But let's see what his lap in the Ferrari is going to bring him. He's still on an outlap though. So let's have a look at McMitzy, who's starting his lap at the moment. He's starting right now, and McMitzy's coming in on the straight now into corner 1, into Prima Variante. And now on the straight, he's going really, really quick right now. Coming into the second chicane, where you could cut a lot, he doesn't. Well, he does in the second corner there. Off the second chicane, he cuts a lot there. Now, good exit, which you definitely need here, especially in Monza. The exits are key to a fast and successful lap. Now the straight going on to Ascari. Here we are. Not the best of exits, but it's good. Good enough for good pace. Look at the telemetry again. 330 kilometers per hour is the top pace that he's reached on the straight before Parabolica. Now on the straight of Parabolica with DRS. Can he improve? 2 10s up, and he's moved past Bruthamule. He has done it. Now Maverick, who is going a second slower than before. He should be safe. McMitzy has retired. That is the only thing that he wanted to do. McMitzy wanted to get into Q2, and he's done it. Very solid lap from him. Very, very well done from McMitzy. Good lap, and now Maverick is obviously on another hot lap. But he does have low fuel, so he might have to abort the lap. Or, well, abandon. Abort is like a little bit harsh. So he might have to abandon the lap. Sorry. Bojan is also on another lap, 6/10 faster. Well, about 7/10 even. He might be the second driver to break into the 118s. There's a yellow flag on the straight. It is Bojan. Yes, he's done it. He has done it. Getting into the 118s, just a tenth away from Faraday, and it didn't seem like he was struggling that much. So I'm actually quite excited for Q3 and the battle between these two guys, and obviously the race, because that is going to be a championship fight between these two. That is going to be very, very exciting. 2 minutes remaining. Maverick doesn't have enough fuel to go or finish his lap, so he does have to abandon the lap, unfortunately. Bojan also going into the pits, and that basically gives us the grid at the moment. Q1 seems to be over. The drivers that are out right now, I think it should only be Bruthamil and the Mercedes. But it hasn't been a bad lap. Look at that. Between P11 and P16, 7/10 of a second. So that was super close. McMitzy just swooped past Bruthamil with, well, 100th of a second that he had there. 100th of a second that made him swoosh past Bruthamil. That was a very good lap though from McMitzy. Getting into Q2, now 30 seconds remaining. Let's see if the drivers are going to retire. If not, we will have to wait for this to end. Even though there's still a driver in the session, it is really exciting, and this is the end of Q1. Faraday is currently on pole position in the McLaren on the soft tyre, Bojan in the Renault on P2, Ray Z filling up the podium position, well, starting the second row, Turbo Jens on the second row in the McLaren. So the McLaren's looking for a very good race today. A. Rocco in the Williams on P5, his home Grand Prix. Let's see what he's going to be able to do. Blind 30 in the Red Bull, his comeback. Maybe that is a story we might be able to watch as well. So A. Rocco in his home Grand Prix, Blind 30 on his comeback. We definitely have some stories to watch. We definitely have some drivers that need to or want to perform well in this race. And at the moment, it's looking really, really good. As I said before, Bruthamil is the only driver leaving us for Q2. And therefore, we have the 15 drivers right now. There's an Alfa Romeo leaving the pits already. It's the one from 755 who we're going to look at as he's leading the pits, leading the grid right now. I haven't been able to completely see who was behind him though. It seems like he does have a very clean track, but it's starting to rain in qualifying. That is going to be really, really challenging for the drivers. I am really excited to see how the drivers are going to manage the rain. It is going to be very, very interesting. The cars that leave the pits immediately and obviously get the first lap on the softs will definitely have an advantage to get into Q3, as they on the softs will do the faster laps. But still, let's see if the track is drivable on the softs, or if it's going to rain that much that they will have to abandon the lap on the soft tyre and that they will have to change onto the Inters. At the moment, intermediates seem like the fastest tyre. Well, currently maybe the soft or the dry tyre is best, but when the track is going to be a little bit more wet, then probably the intermediates are going to be the better tyre to choose. So 7:55 now starting his lap, and he has the DRS as well. And now let's look at the telemetry. 340 kilometers, 345 kilometers per hour was the fastest. Oh, and that's what I said. That is what I said. You gotta be very careful with the spinning. But that is just what he did. He spun out. Reyes has got a little bit more control, maybe. Let's have a look at it. Fastest sector 1. Now moving past, or flying past the other cars again. Good movement here. Oh, it's losing a little bit of the rear there. Yeah, driving in the rain, or well, on the wet with soft tires, with slick tires, is definitely a challenge. But the sooner you do it, the better it is, because that way you'll definitely get a hand on the track, or an advantage on the other cars. Reyes is going much faster than the Red Bull in front of him, and the Red Bull is kind of slowing him down. Let's see who this Red Bull driver is. And it looks like it is McMitzy slowing Reyes a little bit down, or maybe giving him slipstream. Reyes doing the 125.4, fastest lap right now on the softs. 7:55 in the second Alfa Romeo with a 137, but he spun. And Faraday's now with a 125.3. And see, the conditions now slowly start to show themselves. It is not very easy to drive on the track with those conditions. Let's have a look at A. Rocco now running into the end. He's gone with a 125.616, and I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit difficult to see it from here. Maybe this will show you a little bit better. Look at the helmet that he's having. The helmet is a completely black helmet. Maybe from here you can also see it a little bit better. Adam wanted to pay a tribute to the past Jason Dupasquier, the MotoGP driver that has sadly passed away. We're obviously very sorry, and yeah, Adam wanted to pay tribute to him, as he felt kind of like a little connection between the two drivers, as they are about the same age. And he wanted me to mention it, so here I am mentioning it to you guys. Let's hope this tribute helmet is going to bring him some luck. Let's have a look at it. Farados is still the fastest right now. And there is Danny Boy on an outlap right now, but I don't want to stay with them. Oh, Danny Boy is on the Inters. FHB has gone fastest overall. Look at that. On the soft tyre, the Williams driver doing a brilliant lap there. 125.1, securing P1 in Q2 with 10 minutes to go. That was a very good lap. Danny Boy is, well, pointing his hope, or putting his hope on the Inters. Let's see if it's going to pay off. I'm really interested in looking at it, whether this tyre is going to be the best for Q2, and if it is, then which drivers are going to leave again for another lap on the Inters. Let's see if they are faster than the softs. Now Danny Boy running on the straight. How much speed can the car get? He's using a little bit of VRS. And it's a pace of 345 kilometers an hour again. Very nice. He's going very carefully into corner one. Lightly spinning. But he definitely gets the control back off the car. And he's good to go back on track. And pointing, there's a yellow flag as there's a Alfa Romeo. He should slow down, but he definitely doesn't, which is in order. So now the Alfa Romeo of Seba 55. Oh, that was not very well done from Seba 55. Absolutely dangerous there. Just clinching on the inside. He should have moved to the outside there. That was a very bad move from Seba 55, and that definitely was affecting, or is going to affect, Danny's lap. I'm sure it is. And that is not what you want to see. The Alfa Romeo driver just doing the wrong decision there. Taking the wrong decision. Going on the inside. Just stopping the car in the middle. Now Danny Boy losing the tyre a little bit in the end, but he's going a lot slower. 135, so he might have been going out a little bit too early on the Inters. Or well, Sebo could have also been the one affecting his lap time. Arnold though has done a lap on the intermediates. It has been a 128.7 and he's going for a second one. Now braking. Oh, he's going wide there. That is going to be invalid this lap. He's going wide there, and that it just shows the Inters might not be ready to be used on this track yet. Maybe you should go for another kind of tyre, a little bit harder. Yeah, he doesn't have the braking game here. He just wants to get as fast as possible into the pits so he can change to the better tyre. Danny Boy not leaving the pits right now. Still not leaving them at least. Arnold definitely struggling with the rain. Now 4 seconds faster on the Inters. It is the invalid lap though. So obviously he has cut some corners. FHB has retired on P1. He's pretty sure that he's going to get into Q2. Into the Q3. I'm pretty sure as well. Ray Z now going much faster. And we've seen a top Q2 sector from him. This just shows the soft tyre might be the best tyre still at the moment. Well, basically slick tyres might be the better tyres right now. Oh, my bad. I'm reading right now. Boothemu crashed. Oh, that was my bad. I didn't see that happening. Well, but what I did see happening is that Ray Z is doing a 124.9 and absolutely smashing the times in Q2. Even the conditions that have been quite harsh right now for him have been absolutely fantastic. Just have a look at it, as he's the only driver breaking into the 124s, even though we have the rainy kind of wet conditions. The track is not too wet, but it definitely affects the lap times. As we've seen in Q1, the drivers were going much faster. Farideus, obviously, who had set a 118 and was leading Q1 with that time, now about 7 seconds slower than his Q1 time, so that shows that the rain is definitely not the best thing for the soft tyres, but as we've seen from the other Racing Point drivers, the Inters are not the best tyre as well to attack the rain right now. Boyan retired as well, and obviously Razy is leading the pack right now. Honold is going out again on another outlap. Danny Boy doesn't have a lap at all, and he's not going out for another one. He wants to start from the back, at least from P15. That's what it is looking like. Let's hope for Q3 that there's going to be a better weather. Razy now also retiring from this session. Honold is on the outlap, and 7:55 though, he is on the hot lap, going with faster sector 2 there. Very nice, and we'll see the track is clearing up again. So 7:55 now might be able to improve his lap time. Razy has left the session, which is why we're going to have to invite him again. And 7:55 has done a good lap, bringing himself into P4, out from the danger zone there, from the back of the grid. Now Honold. It seems like the soft tyre is definitely the better tyre right now, and Honold has got that. The German wonderkind is rushing down Sector 1, faster Sector 1 at the moment. Beautiful, beautiful lap time as it's looking. Now the braking game is obviously a little bit affected from the rain, but he should be able to control it. Going out of this corner here, good exit. And Blind 30 has gone the fastest lap on the medium tyre. He's changed his strategy. That is obviously also interesting to see. Faradeus also on the medium tyre, and Turbo Jens now on the medium tyre. They want to change their strategy. They want to improve on the mediums to start this race on medium tyre. They want to do it differently than the rest of the grid. It's 50 seconds remaining on the clock. Honold now coming in to the end of his lap, and it's going to be a 1:22. Absolutely fantastic lap there from him. Fastest lap overall, fastest sector 1, 2 and 3. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful run there from Honold, the German wonderkind, securing his Q3 entrance with a very nice lap. Danny Boy now, he's got to be very fast, as this is going to be a close one, but he is making it, and he's starting his lap now with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Let's see how the drivers are going to do. The first one seems to be a Red Bull. No, there's a Ferrari. Yes, it's Maverick. Smashing the times, 1:22.486, fastest sector 3, taking it away from Honold there. Honold still has the fastest lap. Obviously, Mac Mitzi then, the second driver, coming into the start or finish line. Let's see. Sorry for that. Let's see his lap time. He's definitely going to improve. Is he? No, he's not. He's going into the pits. He is going to start from P14 as well, or maybe P15 if any other drivers are going to do better or worse than him. Now there is Seba55 coming on to the straight, and it is P1 for him. Behind him, the McLaren of Faradeus going on pole with the medium tyre. Turbo Jens following him, and Danny Boy smashing the track record right now of the drivers' fastest lap overall. There's only one driver missing, and it's Honold. Can he improve his time? No, he cannot. The drivers are finished, And both Williams are out of Q2. Well, out of Q3. Both Williams. And that is a big, big, big surprise. Look at it. Danny Boy, top of Q2. Faraday's and Turbo Jens, the McLarens, definitely showing off the pace. And these guys are the ones not getting into Q3. FHB and A Rocker on the soft. Boyan and Adam. And the last one is McMitzy in the Red Bull. I would have to say, definitely, the Williams have surprised me. I would have said that the Williams were going to get into Q3, but they didn't make a last run. And so Adam is not looking too good for his qualifying lap here. He hasn't gone out for another one. There seems to be some problems. Let's have a look at it. I'll be back with you in a second. And we're on to Q3 here with 11 minutes now, the time that the drivers have. And this is the one where it all comes to an end. Rath is the one at the back, and I think it's Sebo55 who's shown a lot of great pace in the first two qualifying sessions. The first two, well, yeah, qualifyings, and now he definitely wants to make up for kind of unfortunate race history, race season after winning the Drivers' Championship last season. This season, it hasn't been looking too well for the championship winner Sebo55, and now he's going into the first chicane onto the straight. Again, let's see how he is going to perform his lap. I'm sorry for that. I'm back again. Honnold retired from the session. That is a weird one. Oh, there has been an incident between the two teammates, between Danny and Honnold, which led to Honnold retire and a 5-place group penalty for Danny. That is unfortunate. That is absolutely unfortunate. Wow. Wow. And we see Wrath smash into the wall there. What is happening? Invalid lap from Faradaeus, who's running in kind of the wrong gear as it looks. I don't know why, but the car looks like it's having some problems here. Sector 3 is yellow, and yes, it is his car that is having some problems. But Turbulence is on a lap to probably go in, as this is not a hot lap time, and he's already set a hot lap time. Faradaeus is on a 119.174. Whoa. Whoa, 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 that was a little bit too speedy there. And blind 30, although Turbo Jens was really, really, really lucky there that nothing happened in that moment. Wow. That was way too dangerous, way too close. That was super close. I was genuinely scared of that. Kind of like Carlos Sainz today. But we'll talk about the race, about the Baku Grand Prix later, as there's also a lot to talk about. Now Ray Z, he's also on his hot lap. Let's have a look at the number 2. The successor of Kimi Räikkönen. It's looking very good. It's looking really good. 118.7, an improvement of 2.5 seconds. And that has been a smashing lap from Ray Z in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, what a power of that car. What a power of that driver. 118.731. And this has been absolutely magnificent. What a lap there. What a beautiful lap from him. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Ray Z. He's on pole, and there's the other drivers. Faradaeus definitely wanting to fight him. But let's see some drivers that are currently out on the track. Arnold in the Renault. He's the last Renault in Q3 right now. Pardon. Now also finishing Sector 1. Good Sector 1 though. Not the best, but not the worst. Ray Z is in the pits right now. Faradaeus is about to start his lap. I'm very, very curious to see how these two guys are going to perform, as these two boys might be really, really interesting to see how they are going to do. Faradaeus now into the first chicane. About to finish Sector 1. Good Sector 1 there from him. A little bit slower than his first one, but nothing that he couldn't fix. Oh, Turbo Jens is letting him by. Might have had some technical problems there. There's a yellow flag as well, so probably there has been a technical problem. Yellow flag in sector 1. Pardon. But that one is resolved. Turbo Jens is going slower. He tries to keep his fuel for the hot lap, probably. Faraday's though, 5/10 faster. Half a second faster than his fastest lap at the moment. And faster sector 2 as well. Now into Parabolica. Going up. The exit is key, and he gets a good exit. Now, hugging tight racing line, and he does get pole. 1/10 exactly. Wow. Fastest lap, fastest sector 1 to M3. He goes straight through the barriers here. Turbo Jens also taking the barriers here. I'm surprised that the cars... He doesn't look like he doesn't have enough fuel, but he's probably trying to wait for the last lap. This is probably what it's going to look like. Arnold on P4, be a brilliant lap from him as well. Blind 30. Now cutting the corner there, invalidating his lap obviously, but he did spin or had a bad start, I believe, or I could imagine. Yellow sector 2 there with Seba 55 is on a hot lap. Yes, he is. Fastest sector 2. Great sector 2, and he's, well, spinning a little bit. Arnold retired in P4. Let's see if Seba 55 can get into the 119s. That would mean that he's had a very good qualifying. Right now, hug a tight racing line, and he's not improving. Well, he is, but just 1,000 of a second. Razy retiring in P2. Turbo Jens also going into the pits. Seba's okay, I'm sorry for that. Might have had some technical difficulties because I think you couldn't hear me anymore. Well, in the end, it is looking like Faraday is claiming another pole for him, this time returning to his previous McLaren seed that he already had last season. Now Blind about to finish his lap, but he invalidated. Sabo in the pits as well. So the only one is Danny Boy, who might be able to do something with this. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. He finished qualifying on P4. It is good. But for Racing Point is not perfect, as the German wonderkind Honold finished on P10, but Faraday has gotten himself the pole position in the McLaren with a 118.632. Danny Boy obviously still having the 5-place grid penalty, which basically drops him down in the grid next to his teammates, so he's starting from 9th and Honold starting from 10th. Seba 55 in the Alfa Romeo though starting from P7, Rath on P8, Maverick on P6, Blind on P5, Arnold on P4, and the top 3 is going to stay the same. Faraday is on pole, Razy in the Alfa Romeo on P2, and Turbo Jens in the McLaren on P3. The McLaren's definitely showing their pace, definitely showing what they can do. The Williams not having a very successful qualifying. Maybe they can come back in the race, and as we said, there are some drivers that are going to have to show what they can do. We can already see that they are. We can already see the front wings. Let's hope that the cars or the drivers won't have to repair their front wings, especially here in the first corner. There can be a lot of debris after the first lap or just after the start of the Grand Prix. This can lead to a lot of problems in here, as the first corner is really dangerous for online races in general. Let's hope our our drivers can maneuver everything a little bit better and behave well. Razy having a little bit of an early start there. His AI is driving. He has left the session. I'm gonna have to invite him again. I'm sorry for that. 1 second. Okay, now he should be back in the car. Let's hope that he has been able to rejoin, as we're obviously on the formation lap right now. Faraday is starting on the medium tyre, and I'm going to give you the rundown. Just give me a second and I'll show you. Obviously going to go with a position change as well, but obviously showing the tyres. Adam starting on hards, and we're going to have to invite Razy again. Bruthamule on the mediums, McMitzy starting on the softs, Adam on the hards. That one is going to be interesting. Boyan on mediums, the rest from P12 to P6 is on softs, Blind on mediums. Faraday is on mediums, Ray's on the softs, and Turbians on the mediums as well. The strategy is different. It could be softs to mediums. Now I can't change anything. I can't even see when they are starting. There's a drive-through, probably for Ray Z. Is it? No, it's not. He just had a fantastic start. Or is it the AI driving? Let's hope it's not the AI driving, is it? That would have been a fantastic start from him. Let's have a look at it. Who's dropping down? Dave's dropping down a lot. Wow, did he? Yes, he probably spun. I can see there's someone in the wall. And there's a Renault who has stopped, and that is what I said. I'm very sorry that we couldn't have a look at it the right way. There's a lot of cars having problems. A Rocker already leaving the session again, dropping out. Ray Z currently leading this race, but I think it's his AI. Oh, this has been a very weird start. Jens leading, well, the safety car. Adam had to retire from his home Grand Prix. That is not what he was expecting and not what we were expecting from this race. I'm really, really sorry for him there. He really wanted to perform well here to show his own fans, and Faraday's with a very bad start. The mediums are obviously also not the perfect tyre to climb up the grid. The ones definitely. Well, there's a lot of cars in the pits right now. They gotta change their front wings. It's McMitzy, it's Rath, it's Boyan, and it's Faraday. So the whole back of the cars now having to change their front wings. Here's Faraday and the McLaren crew, the McLaren pit crew, changing their front wing. And there's a problem. He's stuck in the pits. Oh, that was a long pit stop. That was a very, very long pit stop. That was a very long pit stop. Wow. Let's hope that it's not going to affect him too much there. Fridays has also left the session. This is not looking too good right now. This is not looking too good. Oh, I think he's stopped. His car has stopped. Has it? He's on the mediums. He might have some problems. He cannot gain back in that safety car, can he? His car's just staying right there, and he's disqualified. He's disqualified from the session. That was not what we were expecting. This is surprising. Absolutely surprising. Razy coming very close to the safety car there. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What a start to the Italian Grand Prix. Oh, Bruthemule also having a 5-second penalty with a severe penalty. Turbians also having a 5-second penalty. Thanks to a severe collision with Razy. The two of them swapping places around all the time. Arnold also 5-second penalty. Arnold, no, Razy dropping down a lot. He's just staying right there in the middle of the track. He's holding up all the guys. What was that? Boyan now. Wow. Well, that was very much surprising. FHB is not driving himself. It's the AI driving, I believe. Adam right now having gained 4 positions. Oh, the two cars touching again here at the front, and Razy pushing a little bit much. And this time it's 7:55 now, currently in P2, Danny Boy in P1. And we have a lot of grid penalties, but 7:55 is not racing himself, it's his AI, as we can see here. Blind 30's AI is driving as well. Honold is not driving AI. Maverick is also driving. Behind him, I think FHB is not driving, is he? There's a lot of drivers currently on the grid that are not driving themselves. That is looking like a massive problem. Already 3 drivers dropped out. Razy in the pits. Wrath having had to go into the pits, change to the hard tyre to keep the strategy going now after 4 laps already. Adam, very interesting. Adam changed to the soft tyre. Okay, so apparently we are restarting the session. Obviously the race start hasn't been the way that we wanted, and so we will abandon this session and we'll restart it. We will be back in a second or two. I hope you can understand that. We'll restart immediately from the race. Obviously, we will not we will not rerun qualifying. We will just have the race.
Hello.
Hello.
I was just gonna ask, are they gonna restart the race?
Yes, we're restarting the race, but we are live on stream, so yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now you should be able to see the race again. I am obviously very sorry. For the problems with the restart here. I had to take a while as I had to, well, reset everything obviously. But now it should work. And, yeah. Now it should work. Good. Let's have a look at the people. Now the grid is the same as before it should be. Let's hope that it is. If not, I cannot change it anymore. I tried to. And again, I'm sorry for the grid. I'm sorry for the restart. Obviously, no one wants to see a restart happen because it takes it just didn't work out. I'm very sorry for that. We're back in the formation lap and we're back underway with the race. Let's hope that this time it is going to work out. Everything is going to work out. Let's hope that this time everything is going to work out. Let's have a look at the tyres. This time, Bruth and Mule still on the hards, McMitzy and Adam starting on the softs. Boyan in P12 on the hards, the qualifying positions of the two Williams still close to the top 10, both on soft tyres, both the racing points on soft tyres as well. Rath on the medium tyre, then Arnold, Maverick and Seba 55, all of them on soft tyres as well. Turbo Jens on the mediums, Razy on the softs, and oh, Faradaeus is spinning in the formation lap on the medium tyre. Just try to reach the limits there, maybe not the best thing to do, but still. Now, obviously, everyone is lining up again. And we are restarting for a 27 lap race in Italy, in Monza. In the heart of motorsport. And it should be lights out and away we go. I can't see everything. That's a bad start from the first McLaren here from Faradaeus, and Razy again with a fantastic, phenomenal start. I think the other McLarens of Turbo Jens dropped down a lot after hitting into the back of Faradaeus there. We can see that 3 positions that he's dropped from P3 to P6. Danny Boy rushing up instead. 5 positions for the Racing Point, 6 positions for the Williams of FHB, and those two are fighting against one another. No, right now it's Faradaeus against Danny Boy. Danny Boy having the inside, moving past. Oh, and Faradaeus spins Danny Boy out. He loses the front wing. Both of them land next to the track. That was a bad move from all of the guys there. Faradaeus though getting back on track, and Danny Boy being the one really losing it from there. Now FHB finds himself in P2 What a start it has been for him, though. That is fantastic. Phenomenal for the Williams now. Starting P10, currently P2 after those crashes. And, well, it wasn't corner 1, but it still happened. A massive crash here. This time it was Faradeus and Danny Boy. The two guys crashing into one another while pushing each other out. And obviously, this has been big. Maverick, though, close to the overtake to Arnold. He's keeping up with the pace. Arnold, obviously. Arnold also very close to the overtake. Now he's trying to go in the inside, cuts the grass, and he gets the 3-second time penalty for the illegal overtake over the corner. Bojan making the move on Arnold. Bojan has the inside, has the better racing line. He kind of pushes him out. Arnold goes along on the gravel. There's Arnold on the inside. Oh, well, now on the outside. Can he move past him? McMitzy is also trying to have a move there. Bojan keeps the line. Oh, that's a push by McMitzy. That was a big push by McMitzy, and we could see that very well. You could see that very well. That was a big one. And A. Rocco's DNF'd again. And he's had a retry. And I think it just didn't want to work out for him, unfortunately. FHB now in the pits, dropping down a lot. He was in P2. He's dropped to his starting position, actually. Still not last in the grid, though. Danny Boy, without front wing. He has to go into the pits again, or has he? No, he doesn't. He already did go into the pits. Bruthamil now in the pits. Faradeus is last. Sebo currently leading the Grand Prix and leading the safety car here. He's the one deciding the pace. He's the one controlling, or after the safety car, after Bernd Mailander. He's the one pushing behind him. And Bernd Mailander obviously driving the safety car very well, as always. He's got a good hand for it. Maverick finds himself in P2. And, well, McMitzy finds himself in P4. But that was dirty against Honold. That was really dirty. And Honold's crash probably led to a Rocco's crash. I haven't seen a Rocco crash, but I have seen Honold crash. And Honold crash, yeah, that was a big one. That was a big one, and it's, in my opinion, from what I saw, it has to be penalised. Such a movement. Let's see how long the safety car is going to stay out. Until then, I'm going to give you the rundown. We are racing today at the Circuito di Monza in Italy, in the north of Milan. The so-called Temple of Speed consists of 5.793 kilometers, roughly about 3.6 miles, and exactly 11 turns that the drivers have to do each lap. Bojan now with a little penalty there until they could work on the car. He needs a new front wing as well, so that's obviously not as good. Danny Boy finds himself winning a position after that. Now close to Bruthamil, who goes into the gravel, and Danny Boy gains another position. Now let's see, Ray Z is close to an overtake on Turbo Jens. Can he do it though? No, we are obviously still on the safety car, and I always forget that. That's why I kind of get the racing kind of vibe, and I want to see some overtakes, as I believe all of you want to see some overtakes, but we are still on the safety car, so normal overtakes won't happen. The drivers are obviously heating up their tyres. Let's see how the restart goes. There's another lap of safety car, I believe. No, the safety car is coming in. Sebo is leading right now. Let's see how these overtakes are going to happen. Faraday now finds himself again in P6. Obviously not the position that he started in, but it's a good improvement from the last place that he dropped back to. Oh, Maverick with a little dive bomb. Both it's pushing Sebo out there. Sebo. Oh! No way. That was absolutely stupid from Sebo55. The return on track, maybe he couldn't control it anymore. FHB also off track. That has been a big one. Mitzi doesn't have a front wing, currently leading the Grand Prix, but he has to go into the pits as well. Is there any car who doesn't have front wing damage? It seems like the Renault doesn't have any damage, so Faraday finds himself in P3. And that is lucky as well. Wow. Both McLarens seem to not have any front wing damage, but I'm not quite sure. Yes, both McLarens don't have any front wing damage. McMitzy now has to pit, and he has a time penalty as well. He doesn't pit, but he was looking like he had a front wing damage. And he does, front left, but he might be able to maneuver it the right way to control the car well enough. Boyan also finds himself with wing damage. Rath also wing damage. He does have to change his front wing as well. Here we go. The wing is set, and we have a new wing for Rath, who has to restart again. Now, McMitzy finds himself in P1, but that was dirty driving. That was very dirty driving for him with the overtakes. Even though, obviously, we don't want to see something like this. Bruthamil spinning out again on the gravel. That was kind of a dangerous return on the track. Lucky enough that there was no one behind him. Oh, Maverick, 5-second penalty for corner cutting after gaining a place from that. We already saw that before. Adam, though, maybe on the straights, he could make an overtake. Let's see what is going to happen there. Faraday is with the fastest lap on the medium tyre, and he's close to the overtake on McMitzy on the straight. Can he do it? Can he pull it off? He's got the inside line. McMitzy is pushing without the front wing. Late braking from McMitzy, touching the gravel there. But Faraday moves past on the outside. McMitzy doesn't want to give him the position there. Now he loses it. Still, McMitzy keeps himself on the inside, but now he has to give the position away. He's lost that place. Well, that was not the most successful restart. I think actually it was a little bit worse than before. But hey, Turbo Jens now, the overtake on the Red Bull. He was passed, but McMitzy doesn't let him pass. So now he has to do it on the straight. And he moves past the Red Bull going into corner here. McMitzy kind of stings into the inside, or at least tries to push inside, but that was not super successful again. McMitzy now finds himself in P3, kind of fighting against Arnold. They touch. Arnold was passed. Well, but McMitzy obviously having a little bit more grip on the outside. Now Razy with the overtake on Arnold. Can he do it? They touch wheels again. Arnold has the inside though. Can he find more grip? Razy kind of spinning, but he gets control of the car again. And Arnold keeps P4 right now. The grid is separating a little bit more each lap. We have a yellow flag in sector 2. There is a racing point slowing down, but nothing happened right there. Let's see what is going on right now. McMitzy having, I think we can change onto the tyres, as that is what we want to see. What tyre the guys are using. McMitzy has the same tyre as Arnold, but he has a time penalty. Oh, they're touching again, and McMitzy pushes Arnold a little bit out. Now we can see the... Oh, there's Maverick cutting corners again. He probably has to give away that position. Or he should at least. Oh! Whoa! We're definitely seeing a lot happening in the race, but the only thing that we're not seeing is clean driving. Wow. This is not looking too good. This has been not what I expected. The 2-2 race has been much more clean. And I have to say there's a lot of drivers complaining right now, and I completely understand you guys. I completely understand you guys. This restart kind of seems worse than in the beginning, to be honest. We're 10 laps into this race, and I'm just really sorry. I hope that you guys will stick with me until the end of the race, and we'll do the interviews, and then we'll discuss everything, so we can talk about everything that happened. If you are listening, obviously. Adam doing the overtake on Maverick, finding himself in P3. Maverick should give the position, and he does. Very good. At least here, we're not seeing some dirty driving again. Bruthamil now in P6 after his pit lane entry. McMitzy also coming into the pits now, going out. Razy passing him. Well, this might be a successful weekend for the McLarens, and maybe also for the Mercedes. It's been a good drive though for him. Rath has a 3-second time penalty, probably also for corner cutting or something similar. Ooh, Maverick spinning out a little bit. He gets control of the car there. Faraday's is leading this Grand Prix after, well, dropping down a lot. He's going into the pits as well. Might have a break in front wing, which makes Danny Boy able to pass Maverick in the Ferrari. Now the grid has split up a little bit. We only have gaps of 1 second or more. Let's see how this is going to turn out. Maverick changed onto the medium tyre. Oh, that was a nice perspective, a nice camera perspective, but it had to change. Unfortunately. Well, in the meantime, we can, well, let's have a look. Ray-Z is close to Bruthenmill here. In the meantime, we can talk about today's qualifying in Baku. So F1, so the Formula 1 qualifying in Azerbaijan, and Charles Leclerc's back-to-back poles after Monaco, both kinda ending in a similar way. Both kind of ending with red flag. The first one was his fault. The second one, well, wasn't his fault. You could maybe say it was a Ferrari tactic, as it was something similar like that again. Maverick seems to come closer and closer to overtaking his teammate Rath in the second Ferrari, or in the other Ferrari, let's say. Sorry, my eye is itching. I've got an allergy. Rath also is getting closer to McMidsey. Still about a second away, and Maverick is faster with his mediums, but that's because his mediums are new and Rath's tires, Rath's softs are old. Still, that doesn't stop Maverick from moving past the corner there. Rath is now also about a second away from McMidsey, and we're nearly at the half of the Grand Prix, about at the half of the Grand Prix. We still have 40 laps to go. Well, that was not Williams' weekend, was it? It might be a good weekend for Mercedes, or even for McLaren. McMitzy now getting closer and closer, but he's got fuel problems already. Well, low fuel in lap 15. He's got to watch the fuel management right now. He's still pushing though. Ruthermule 5-second penalty for collision with Boyan. He's trying to make the move. He doesn't have a front wing anymore. Both of them don't. That obviously makes it much more difficult to drive. Well, the positive side though is that we have all the battles and all the DNFs and problems on camera here, at least the ones from the race. And oh yeah, that's obviously a big upside, isn't it? Now it's kind of starting to get a little bit more wet here. The track, at least. Safety car is out. But why is that? There's no one else DNF'd, is there? Well, you can see I'm a little confused right now as well. I hope they know that they are under safety car, because it's looking like Boyan is trying to do the overtake, and he did. I think many drivers don't see that they are under safety car. Who was it? There was like, I don't know, someone overtaking someone, but I'm not sure. He was trying to move past him again. Is he? Oh, we're still on the safety car. That's weird. That's really weird. This whole race is a tough one. Really tough one. There's still a Renault. Which Renault is that? There's two Renaults on track. Can you see that? The one in front. Was that the safety car in front of the McLaren? It's probably a safety car. I'm probably stupid. Okay, my bad. It's a safety car. I thought for a moment. Maverick has got another 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Well, at least right now all the drivers get points. It could have been, that could be an upside. 10 laps to go. Well, 9, but still. we're still on a safety car. Breathe in your pits. Oh, now the safety car is starting to bunch up a lot of guys. Ooh, Varades is heating up his tyres a lot now. Let's hope that the safety car is going in this lap and we can see some racing again. As you can probably hear, I'm a little bit sick. I've got like allergies, so my nose is full. I'm sorry for that. Safety car is not coming in this lap. We have another lap of safety car. Yay! You might even be able to hear out a little bit of sarcasm in my voice. Just a little bit. And obviously also a little bit of frustration, as I'm really frustrated right now. This is not... this hasn't turned out the way that I wanted it to be. And I'm really sorry for that, because no one deserves to have his race ruined like this. And right now there's 5 guys having their race ruined like this. So, yeah. And there's still a safety car. Still a safety car. Now let's wait for it to go away. The safety car. Slowly. I can't even see if it's raining or not. Yes, it is slightly raining. But it's not time for a tyre change yet. The dries are the fastest tyre right now. Safety car in this lap. Hallelujah. We're going back to racing again, everyone. We're going back to racing again. Let's see if we can see some speed. Please don't spin out. Please don't spin out. Don't do it on the wet. Please control your car. Don't want to see something like that happen again. Oh no. Wrath has got a collision with Boyan. He's dropped down. Does he have front wing damage? Looks like he does. Renault is paying a lot of cash today. Imagine one front wing. The cost of one front wing is 300k. That's a lot of front wings now. Poor Renault. Danny boy. Can he do the overtake? Trying to go over the inside. Varades has lost P1. Going over the grass now. Adam has got a 5-second penalty. And there's a... Oh, that was nice. Surprising, but... okay. Obviously doesn't have any downforce anymore, the car from Varades. Now in P7. That's where he finds himself. Danny boy. Maybe on the straight he can do the overtake on Turbo Jens. He tries to go to the inside. But he doesn't have enough space and it's not close enough, so that one is not going to work out. And there are already some cars on the Inters. 6 laps to go, so we're about to finish this race. Well, it's a little bit. Well, you can definitely hear it's a little bit of a sad atmosphere, and I'm obviously not very happy with this race as well, but we're gonna have to deal with it, and we'll be back in the next race in Spa. Ooh. The cars are now starting to spin, at least the ones on the slicks. I didn't see the ones on the Inters. Maybe they've got more grip now. It seems like they do. Three drivers pitting now. Danny Boy, Adam and Rath pitting. Maverick has got a 5-second penalty. Turbo Jens is on the Inters on P3 right now. McMitzy on 10 lap old Hart. Well, if the rain allows it, he might even be able to finish this race on the Hart compound, but a lot of drivers are changing onto the intermediates, so yeah, you can already see he's spinning a little bit, so I think the Inters are going to be the better tyre at the moment. Oh, Faradays is close to Maverick. He gets good overtake there. Maverick obviously also in the soft, so has some problems there with the grip. Boyan, also close to the overtake, has got the outside line and makes the move. Oh, double overtake. Maverick loses 2 positions, not only to Boyan but also to Adam. Cool. Maverick is now also close to well, I was just going to say there's a change of leadership at the front of the Grand Prix. Turbo Jens is now in first place, McMitzy in second, Danny Boy in third, Faradays in fourth, Razy in fifth. Now all the drivers are on Inters except McMitzy, who's still keeping on to his hard strategy. I don't see it turning out to the best, but we're going to have to watch it. Boyan seems close to an overtake on Ray Z. At least it's under second. Let's see if he can pull it off. Oh, there's an overtake. Danny Boy and McMitzy. Well, McMitzy now obviously losing a lot of grip there. He doesn't have any grip, and Davis makes the move easily. Not the best idea from the Red Bull to stay out on the hards. Rizzi now also tries to do the overtake and does it. Boyan as well with the overtake on McMitzy, and McMitzy spins out. The hards were definitely not the better strategy, and that's a sad end to an already sad race. Look at that. Look at that. Like, it seems like every moment that is happening with overtakes and so on. I get all of that on on camera, but that's not a good thing. I don't want those things to be seen. Like, not that I don't want them to be seen, but I don't want them to happen. Look at that. That was very bad driving for Boyan, pushing out Ray Z in the first chicane, and Ray Z is out. What is it? Yes, it's Ray Z. No, it's Boyan. Oh, that was a dangerous return onto the track. Didn't look. Went into the wall again. Oh no. Boyan retired in the middle of the track. Oh no. Oh no. He's good. He's leaving the track. Let's see. Boyan has retired. There's currently 8 drivers on track. Adam, closest to an overtake at the moment. Can he do the overtake on Ray Z? He might not. That is the question. Well, the overtake didn't happen, and we're 2 laps away from the end of this Grand Prix. Now the rain really starting to show itself. Davis is getting closer and closer. He obviously knows how to race in the wet. Ooh. It's the last lap of the race. Ooh. They're also struggling with the tyres now. At least with the wet tyres. The conditions are starting to get worse, but there's the last lap. So it's going to be worth it. Yeah. Tubians wins this Grand Prix. Danny Boy finishes on P2. Faraday's completes the podium. Razy now coming into P4. Adam on P5. He also gets a 5-second penalty for unserved. For an unserved penalty, Wrath now finishing on P6, Boothamy on P7, and Maverick on P8. And that's the end of the race, I guess, as the finish line. I am very sorry for everyone right now. I'm not going to do interviews because it would be just it wouldn't be the right thing to do. The only thing I can say is I'm really sorry. It just wasn't the race we all were looking for. It definitely wasn't, and yeah, I'm just very sorry for that happening. This is the end though. Turbians has won. Danny Boy is on P2 and Faraday is on P3. So a double McLaren podium here, and I mean, still sort of good race. I mean, from 16 drivers, 8 DNF'd, and we remained with 8 drivers after restart. So yeah, you could call it successful, you could call it unsuccessful. I would rather say it was unsuccessful. Just not the race that everyone was hoping for. I'm absolutely sorry again for it happening, and yeah, I hope we can see each other next race. Spa is coming up, so obviously I wish every one of you a nice weekend. Enjoy the Baku Grand Prix, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, how it's called, and